Welcome to episode 17 of my Stitch Diaries. Now you might need a cuppa. I've got my chicken mug today. Now I have been recording my chickens and I haven't finished that video yet, but I've just got to piece it all together. But you might have seen a little sneaky peek if you've been watching my doll diaries, and you might even have seen, well, if you follow me on social media and you have been following my doll diaries, you might have seen a little bit of chicken footage as well. But yes, I haven't properly done that video, but that is coming, I promise. So this is so exciting today. So we've got lots of things to talk about. I'm going to be talking about sewing, knitting, crochet, Mandy Shaw, poppy, cool crafting. So yes, lots and lots to cover. So I'm getting quite warm actually. I'm kind of regretting wearing this jumper. Please excuse my hair a moment. I washed it last night, blasted it semi-dry, tied it up, well, plaited it, and I've let it down this morning. So yeah, so that's why I'm looking a bit like this. So what shall we start with? So when I left you on my Latch Stitch Diaries, I think I've had 10 doll diary videos since then. So I know some of you have been joining me on my doll diaries, and I know some of you probably haven't. So that's okay. I totally understand that. But I think I left you around about Jubilee. It was just about to be Jubilee, and then I never came back with another Stitch Diaries then, did I? So I hope you all had a lovely time. Now if you wonder why I'm looking over to the side, I'm just trying to jog my memory of things that I want to talk about in this video. Now I have been working on a poppy to fry project, and you will have seen a sneaky peek of that on social media and on my doll diaries, and I have been doing some footage of me working on it. Now I know I've got quite a bit of footage. Now I haven't finalised that piece of video yet, so it could be 10 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, I really don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you over to that video now, and if you know you find it a bit boring, just forward it, or if you don't want to see it all together, I've been putting timestamps on my doll diary videos now, so I'm going to include that in my Stitch Diaries. So yeah, just flick along if you don't want to see any of the sewing or any of me working on that at all. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll be back with you in a moment. welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of that if you decided to watch it. Now, I haven't actually finished it all yet, but I have finished the embroidery side of it. So I'm just going to grab it for you now. So this is a bag of bits that I still need to use. Now, these are the templates that Poppy gave us to work on with the houses, so we can refer to. And this, now, I said to you I was going to show you what I wear while I'm sewing. And they're these. They're DeWalt. This has a lot to do with my husband. Safety work glasses. So yes, this is how I sew. Now, you might think it is rather extreme, but I have got a real fear with my eyes. Even like with lawn mowing and things, when things flick, I'm just really fearful of my eyes. They're precious things, aren't they? And you have needles break and things. I just don't want anything going in my eye. Now, I must admit, there are times I forget to put them on, but I'm trying to get in great habits. And my husband got these from a workplace, and he is DeWalt mad, my husband. He's a carpenter. That he trained as. Well, I think he always goes back to carpentry no matter what he's doing. Well, actually, I've had my P45, right? Because if I've you remember before I've told you that I work for my husband. Well, because he's gone back into carpentry, he's closed his business down, so I'm now without a job. So I've got my own job, this, making the doll clothes. But even now, I'm not really getting a hell of a lot of time to actually make the clothes. But yeah, I think it's these bags I'm working on. So yeah, so now my business is properly, I suppose my crafts now, isn't it? It's my job, not just my hobby. So yeah, so these are the glasses. I don't know where we got them from. I know he shops at places like Screwfix and yeah, kind of places like that, So anyway, so yes, I have been wearing my glasses. Actually, Barbie has got some too. I'm gone. I was trying not to talk about Barbie in these videos. But yeah, actually, should I put them on? I do this thing on my Doll Diary Instagram called Twinning is Winning. And yeah, I could do a Twinning is Winning. This is this is supposed to be Barbie's mum. Barbie Roberts' mum. If you've ever watched obviously you Stitch Diary people, you've probably never watched any of the Barbie TV things, but yeah, Barbie's mum is on one of the series, and she wears purple a lot, and she has her hair up in that bun and things. So yes, that's Barbie's mum. So yes, so I'm going to show you my bag, how it's looking so far, and I've got two pieces that I've embroidered on. So this is going to be the one side, the front of the bag, the bottom of it. And then this is the flap. I'm hoping I've cut this the right size, This is the flap. So you can kind of get a gist of it, can't you? Now, obviously, some of this is going to disappear in the seams, a teeny bit of it. But I did know this. This is how Poppy does it. And then I'll show you the back. And that's the back with a boat with its sails down. Now we're all going to see a bit of thread there. Now it is going to have a zip here, which I haven't done yet. All I've done is the embroidery. Now Poppy calls it a smug zip, but I know it is an envelope zip. If sewers understand, probably a lot of sewers probably know that term, the envelope zip. So it will it'll be like a rectangle with a zip in, and you'll kind of see around the edge a little bit. And the way Poppy does it, she wants your lining fabric to poke through a little bit, from what she was saying on her intro. So yes, it's looking lovely, isn't it? Now this is what's slowing down my doll business, actually, making my doll clothes. Because yes, I signed up to this bag club. I signed up to a bag club and a calligraphy club, and then started a business. And thank goodness, because I've had my P45, so I've got no job. And then I'm not really making any money with my job, and yeah, I underprice the postage. I made a sale and I didn't realise, and I was two days late posting it, so I put some lollipops in it as a bit of a sorry, and then it bumped up, doubled the price of that postage, which I'd already underpriced the postage. So yeah, so my profit margin isn't all that good, but that, I've said this before, that's why I've never been a seller, because when I've ever tried to sell, I've normally been at a loss. Now, I suppose, am I at a loss? Yes, I am at a loss, because I suppose I've had to buy dolls to be models, but at the same time I'm buying dolls for my hobby. But yeah, I have bought ones purely because I needed that kind of model. So yes, I am at a loss basically, but never mind, you know, this is what happens in a business, doesn't it? Right? So anyway, so there's some more exciting news. Now I'm going to pop a photograph on the screen. Christmas! It's not too early to think about Christmas in our world, is it? Excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip. Now, Poppy to Fry has got a Christmas embroidery club, and I think there's 6 projects. So that is the advert, that photograph I've showed you, embroidery club. Now she's given us some teasers. This is one of them. How gorgeous is that? I said for Poppy, we've really outdone yourself this time. It's so gorgeous, isn't it? Now, you'll know I'm crazy about these fabric pots. Actually, my daffodil one is over there somewhere. And I've shown you some of my fabric pots a few times. I've got some in there. They're all over the place, my free motion embroidered pots. So yes, another Christmas one. Some Christmas baubles and some... which are lovely. I'll slow down a little bit so we can talk about them. I can see one with a Christmas tree and a little Christmas cottage, and some lovely Christmas cards. Now, one of the cards looks very much like a pot that I've already sewn, and I have done Christmas trees and things before, and baubles. I don't think I've ever done a snow globe with free motion embroidery, and plus I'll put the artwork up. 3 more exciting projects. Now, it is too late, so I believe, if you want the material packs with it. But if you want them as just projects, you can still sign up to it. So I'm sorry I haven't done this Stitch Diary video while you could still get material packs. I haven't always had the material packs. Sometimes I have, sometimes I haven't. I have ordered them this time. And yeah, so yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? So yeah, I'm really excited about that. So that is all the Poppy news. Well, other than I'm in a bit of a dilemma, because in this bag club, that's bag number 1 and there's 3 bags. Now, I've made the decision, the 1 bag, the 2nd bag, I have decided to leave it a little bit, because it does look it looks a bit autumn looking, right? And yeah, a bit like a bleak kind of cold look about it. Still lovely, but different. Doesn't look like, you know, seaside summer. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to wait a little bit for that one. It's only because I'm trying to run a business as well. So obviously, yes, I want to do bits of that as well. But there is another summery bag. So I do want to get this other bag done. I've got a picture of it. It's a backpack. So whether I'll do something a little bit different on it, I don't know. But yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? So I need to really get that one done in the summertime, really. You know, because I can make it next year, but Poppy might have new clubs. I don't want to let these projects build up on me. So I don't know whether to make this bag, do a little bit of my business, and then make this other bag. That might be an idea. So yes, so that is the Poppy stuff out the way and done with. Now, regarding my calligraphy club, I haven't been involved in my calligraphy club now for about 3 weeks. I haven't logged on there or done anything to do with the club, other than printed out some worksheets that are for July. That is it. So there's still June things I need to check out. But in my personal life, I do get a little bit of lettering in my life when I'm writing cards for people. And even I've got a picture here that this is a note I left for my son because I had to take my mum to the dentist and I didn't know if I was going to be back in time, so I bought him a ready-made wrap and I'd got a few bits ready for his lunch and I left it for him and a note. But as it happens, I was back in time anyway, which was really nice because I was there when he got his little note and he went, "Oh, Mum." So yes, I was really chuffed that he was really appreciative of it. Now, actually, speaking about my middle son, now I've spoke about my middle son quite a bit over the years, and about all my concerns when I was forced to bring him out of school and home educate him. So I pulled him out of school, so I had him at home for like 4 years, for his final 4 years of what would be his last school before they go on to college. And yeah, and I had a lot of concerns, didn't I? And then we managed to persuade him to go to college and didn't know how it was going to go. Well, he's done his whole year at college and he's finished his GCSEs. So he's done them like a year later than he would have done. However, had he have been in school for his final year, he wouldn't have even sat GCSEs because it was COVID year and they all got predicted grades anyway. So he's one of the few people in his year that will have actually sat the GCSEs. So that's pretty incredible, isn't it? So we're waiting on his results, but he got a certificate at an award ceremony, and it was announced that he'd been out of school for some time, and they expect that he's going to achieve really high grades. So I was so excited. So you can imagine, if you followed my journey with my son for quite some time, you will understand my excitement. And yes, it's just been absolutely brilliant. And yeah, so that's great, isn't it? So yeah, and at home, my eldest son, he's had to move into the garden room because we're getting close to extending now, and our youngest son's going to have to go in our eldest son's bedroom. So yes, it's getting all close. So there's a lot of rubble and things everywhere. So yeah, it's a bit grim. And now we've kind of lost the garden room as a nice place to be, because our son is basically having to spend a lot of time in it and things. So yeah, so it's a bit unfortunate. But yeah, it's just a temporary thing, just while a few bits are going on anyway. So what else? Right, crafts. Shall we go to cool crafting? Now, Hamish. Right, let me grab him. Now, Hamish is a cool crafting character and I love him. Right, but he's been naked for quite some time, hasn't he? And but that his time is coming. Right now, Sarah Peel has got a new book coming out this autumn, and I have pre-ordered it, and I have pre-ordered it for a friend as well, and I have told her about it so she doesn't purchase it. But I've got to contact them actually, because I was going to get the book shipped to me and then I was going to ship it to my friend, but I'm going to contact them and say, can I pay the postage and then ship it directly to her, so then she hasn't got to wait and things while, and everything. So yeah, she got a new book coming. Now, I didn't know what's going to be in it, but I'm in the understanding he's going to get an outfit, right? And I've got a picture, right? I'm going to pop it on the screen. Now, I shrieked with excitement. Now I know why Hamish has been naked for so long, because he needed this outfit. So I had an email from Crawl Crafting saying we could order the supplies for it. I didn't know if he was going to get it with the book or get it now. I wasn't sure. And also she said that Ziggy, the material packs, Ziggy the Hedgehog was back in stock. Now, I've never made Ziggy, so I'm sure I wanted the Ziggy pack to make Ziggy. And I didn't know if I had the pattern or not. I think I've ordered the kit to make him. But he's also getting an outfit in this new book, and I've got a photograph. So have a look. So yes, I've never made Ziggy. So yes, hopefully I'm getting Ziggy an outfit and an outfit for Hamish. Now, something arrived in the post from Cool Crafting. I've not opened it. I've waited for you. So here we go. This has killed me not opening it, but I just wanted to save it for all of you lunar lapping fans. Now, I don't know what's in here. I don't think it's going to be the book, because the book is autumn, but it could be Ziggy, it could be some of the things that I'm not going to be able to make them until the book comes. I don't know. So this is another reason I want to try and get some of Poppy's bags done before all this lunar business kicks off as well. Right, I'm just going to open this. I'm going to have to rip it open. Oh my goodness. So I have actually got the kit now and the pattern to make a Ziggy the Hedgehog. So that's what he looks like with no clothes. I'm sorry about the glare and all the bits inside. So I don't have to actually wait until the autumn to make this. I could make it whenever I want, but obviously you see my dilemma. I'm up to my eyeballs in poppy bags and I'm trying to do my business. So yes, I'm one of those now. Do you know what? I've never envied people with sewing businesses, in all honesty. I've never thought, oh, I wish that was me. I've really valued that I was just a hobby sewer. I could just make whatever I want whenever I want. But now I'm one of those, right? So anyway, oh gosh, there's a card in here and it's Eric. Now, you've met Eric before. I made Eric, he and his outfit, and it's one of the, basically it was one I pre-ordered and then I got him and I made him straight away. So, and basically all my lunar characters are all up above, so you can't see them. I get to enjoy them in here, but you can't see them in this video, unfortunately. Oh, I love this. Here's a picture of Hamish, and it's basically, I'm going to read the back of it to you. And actually, if you've been following my doll diary videos, I've actually improved at reading, right? I have, and I've practiced words. If there's a word I can't say in my video, my friend Rowan has been helping me, and and I've been working through. I've been practicing. So fingers crossed. I'll probably make myself look silly now if I can't read this. Lunar Lapping and Friends: A Year of Making, the 4th instalment of sewing patterns from Sarah Peel. I might even put this on the screen so you can read it yourself. Welcome back to the whimsical, wonderful world of lunar lapping. Get to know her well-dressed friends, Ziggy the Hedgehog, Otterline, Hamish the Highlander, and a surprise new character. Right, I'm going to stop there a moment. Now, I have made Otterline as well, Otterline. I call it Otterline, not Otter. Maybe it's Otterline. I call it Otterline, but when I read it, it jumps out as Otterline. I have made her. She hasn't got an official outfit at the moment. I just made one of the other lunar outfits and kind of hacked it to make it was like kind of a pattern, but I did my own thing because I couldn't hem it and things. So, but I think she's getting an official outfit in this book. And a surprise new character. I wonder who it is. So Sarah Peel designs miniature outfits in luxurious fabrics. Instructions are informative, clear, written with years of expertise with the fashion and garment industries. Learn to make her never released before outfits such as Ziggy's military jacket, that's the hedgehog, pants for Hamish, or kilt and tunic top. Oh, so he doesn't have to have a kilt. I've always said he needs a kilt, so my Hamish will be getting a kilt and a tunic top. I don't know if I said that. Not only are there detailed instructions, full-size patterns, so you can confidently start stitching, but there are also brand new stories to help you get to know Luna and her friends a little better. Pre-order the signed copy from the 10th of May 2022. As I said, I've already done that. Publication date is the 8th of November 2022, but we will have it early. Oh, okay. So that's exciting, isn't it? Right, this is a remake kit and it says, buy me if you already have the pattern. Now this is the remake kit to make Hamish's kilt and tunic. Right, now as I say, I haven't got the pattern, but I will have the pattern when I get the book. So if that makes sense. So this was £12 for the remake kit, but if you don't have the book, you'll have to buy it as a kit and pattern. But obviously you're probably better off getting the book. That's my personal opinion. I've liked having the pattern sometimes, because then you haven't got to, like, you know, you've got a pattern you can cut up and things, haven't you? And this is the lovely Ziggy's outfit. So again, it's a remake kit. I've paid £11 for it. I won't be able to make it until the new book comes out in November, but I will be able to make Ziggy if I want to ahead of time. So that is Ziggy's outfit. He looks like he's in a circus, doesn't he? I love that kind of theme. So that is so exciting. And a lot of this I can do upstairs because, well, it depends how much of it is hand sewing. Now, with Luna lapping the bunny, there's quite a lot of hand sewing on that, because you do a bit of machine sewing on the head, bit of hand sewing, and then you do the arms are all hand sewing, the legs are all hand sewing, and there's hand sewing on the body. But the newer characters, they've changed them a little bit, and Luna's legs are sandwiched into her body, but the newer characters, they're not like that. Their limbs are on the outside, you sew them on after, and if you have a look, that's a seam that's been done on the machine on the inside. But Luna, she has a seam on the outside. Now, I must admit, when I first discovered Luna, I was a bit like, oh, I don't know whether to do all this on machine, because I'm kind of more of a machine sewer kind of person. I do embroidery, but yeah, the toys I'd always done on the machine. But actually, I'm really glad I done the seams that you don't see on the machine, and I did the seams that you do see, that where Sarah tells you to do them by hand. Obviously, because Sarah tells us to do these to be invisible, that's what I do. I really trust Sarah, Sarah Peel. Honestly, I really trust what she does. I sometimes do make things my own a little bit with other designers, and it's just because I respect that they want to do that way, but I prefer another way. But I'm finding with Sarah, I do it as she has done, exactly as she says in the pattern. That's what I've been doing from what I can remember anyway. So I'm sorry if I'm contradicting myself, if I've said in the past I've done something different, but as far as I'm aware, sorry, there's all bits. I think it's Hamish's hair. These Donald Trump hair, do you remember? I couldn't stop laughing, could I? My son said he looked like Donald Trump, and I thought he did as well. So yeah, so funny. So yeah, so more Luna lapping fun. So it's so exciting, isn't it? Now, Wimbledon is on at the moment in the UK, and my husband has watched an awful lot of tennis. Now, I do like tennis, but I've not been feeling it as much this year. I've not wanted to watch it as much, and my husband has literally wanted to watch it all. But what has happened is, by the time it's finished, it's been too late to watch some TV on some days. But yes, or we've been staying up late watching TV because the tennis is on so late. But I found this brilliant picture online of a strawberry, and I sent this to my middle son, because we absolutely, now my other sons do like strawberries, but we argue over who's getting the strawberries, right? It's a bit of a joke, but we've got a system now. So, you know, when none of us are going to go to the strawberries and they've all gone, we've got a system that works. So yes, and nobody's going to be upset now. So yes, there's a hell of a lot of strawberries getting eaten. It's that time of year, isn't it? And I've discovered a new Coca-Cola drink that I seem to be picking up on my travels through the Costa drive-through, and it's a Coca-Cola is it called Intergalactic? I've got a photograph here. This is on my dash, well, my old dash. We've changed the car. So yeah, Intergalactic limited edition flavour, and I've had about 3 of them now, and I'm really liking those. Yes, unfortunately we did get to a time we didn't want to have to change the car, but we had to, because yeah, we were thinking, oh, we're getting a few warning lights, and yeah, and it's a diesel with a DPF, and I only do about 4,000 miles a year, and it's you need to do real good runs. You need to be really giving it a good run all the time, and it's really not good for a car like that. So yeah, so I've had to go to a petrol. Ideally I'd have liked electric or hybrid, but yeah, they were a bit too, for what we wanted, they were a bit too out of our price bracket at the moment. So yeah, I've had to go with a petrol. So I've got a Volvo, still a smaller 4x4 than what I was driving, but yeah, still a small 4x4. But yes, it's very nice, but I'm still getting used to it. I've been a bit nervous about getting too close to the curb. I've got lovely wheels, I don't want to curb them, and yeah, and I really get a bit nervous getting through spaces, you know, when there's a load of parked cars and people start all trying to squeeze through, and I think I don't want to get too close to this curb. But I have got a 360 camera on it, which is brilliant. So actually I took a photograph. I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. And what's really funny is a photograph I took, you can see my father-in-law and their dogs in it, because they're standing talking to my husband at the window. I find that quite funny. So yeah, it's really good, so I can see the curb if I'm getting a bit nervous, having to get a bit too close to it. So not that I'm a prolific wheel curber. I've done it a couple of times in my old car. My husband has done it, but more than I have. But it's because he doesn't drive my car as often as he drives his own van. So yeah, so he's used to kind of thrashing this van around the corner. But obviously with mine you have to be a bit more careful. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, so far so good. So anyway, that's car. I've talked about a child, and actually I want to mention my eldest child. He's out of education properly, like officially August. He's left his computing course, and he's actually left his job as a barista. I have mentioned this in my Diaries. He did a year as a barista in Starbucks, and he's got a job in IT, which is absolutely fabulous. So he's been there for he's doing that now, so it's really good. But yeah, all good with him as well. And my youngest son, he's been doing mock exams, and yeah, and he's got his GCSEs like not like next year, it's the year after, but he'll be in GCSE year next year. So yeah, so that's how my sons are getting along. So it's been a lot of change. Husband, new job, child changing, and my middle child that's done his GCSEs is starting a new course September. He's going into media. So yeah, it's a lot happening with our family at the moment. Yeah, a lot in our personal life. So back to sewing. Right, what we're going to talk about now. Right, a little touch on Mandy Shaw. I didn't join her new secret society. Now, there has been talk about an advent calendar. I haven't seen anything yet. I don't know 100% if I'll be getting it. I think it's going to be a 12-day calendar, and I don't know how much it is or anything. So obviously I need an informed decision before I make that decision if I'm going to have it. I didn't have it last year, but I did have it the year before. So yes, so that's something to look out for. And regarding Mandy Shaw, I've got lots of kits of Mandy's that I've never made, that I've built up over time, because they're the kind of thing, if you see them, get them. Now Mandy, even if you can't get the kit, she'll always do the patterns, and she does bring her kits back. But yeah, I've got things I can work on with Mandy. So yes, and I haven't finished my basically my secret society quilt from last year, but actually I've seen somebody in the Facebook group actually made bunting out of theirs. They didn't sew it all together as a quilt, so I must admit I'm quite tempted to make bunting for my craft room, and when this gets basically redecorated I might actually get my husband to put a picture rail back up, because I've got a picture rail in here now, and I might put it all around my picture rail. So yeah, that's an idea, so that's really exciting. So yes, I promise there'll be more Mandy, but I'm sorry there isn't any Mandy things to show you at the moment. So we've still got knitting to touch on, still got crochet. Now I have made something with fabric, but there was no sewing involved. Now I don't know if I showed this in my stitch diaries. I've definitely showed it in my doll diaries, so if I've shown this in my stitch diaries I really apologise about it, but I've got some photographs of it. Now I'll show you the first photograph. Now I've got my Hermione doll, Hermione Granger and Ginny Weasley doll sitting on it, and it's Crookshanks the cat, and that's a collector pet, I think it was called, and it's a realistic looking Persian cat that I managed to get for Hermione's cat. So that's one photograph. I've got another photograph of it on the back. This settee that I made, again as I say, no sew, it's all cardboard and foam and glue and fabric. That's it from the back, with 4 dolls. There's Ron and Ron Weasley and Harry Potter sitting on it this time. Then I've took an overhead photograph of it, and then I'll show you a photograph from the front. So that is something I've been making in my doll diaries, and yeah, and I managed to photograph it, and it's just lovely, isn't it? So I haven't got it to hand. It is, oh, shall I, hang on, I'll just grab it. Obviously I don't know if you've seen it before, but I'll grab it anyway. Right, I've been trying to find a realistic looking, well, chihuahuas to look like my dogs. I mean, like, you know, this kind of size, like this Persian cat. So here is the settee. Like, again, I'm really sorry if I've shown you this before, but because it's been quite a while since I've done my stitch diaries, I can't quite remember. So it's great, isn't it? So you probably can see it better on my photographs that I put up on the screen, because it looks quite good with the background, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. So yes, I think I showed it in my Harry Potter, I did a doll diary Harry Potter special, but that video ended up being so long it ended up being in 2 parts. So I know there might be people that aren't into dolls, but you might be into Harry Potter, and I know there's people that have said on my channel I'm not into Harry Potter either, but you know, I'm into a lot of things, but obviously not everybody's going to be into it, are they? So that is the settee that I made. I've got the photographs here, so it jogged my memory. Now what shall I talk about? Diaries. Yes, stitch diaries, crochet and knitting. Right, I've knitted, now I did include this in my doll diary video, so some of the doll diary people will have seen it already. I've knitted another jumper out of the Knitted Dolls book. Now you've seen things I've knitted out of here before. I had the first doll that I thought I'd knitted out of this book, but I obviously knitted out of another ARNECARLOS book, because when I actually knitted the doll again the second time, the doll was a lot bigger, right? So whether it was my needle size or what, I don't know, but I suspect I knitted it out of their knit and crochet garden. So like I say, I've got 2 dolls, different sizes. All my Arnie and Carlos knits, most of them are upstairs on my next to my bed, on my bedside. I like leave them all there, and because I love looking at them actually. But yeah, so I haven't got them with me, but maybe I'll put some photographs on the screen. Now I really wanted a nautical looking jumper. There's one in here, but I didn't knit that jumper. Right, see that jumper there? Now that is the jumper I was inspired by, but I didn't knit that jumper because it's a very oversized jumper. Now I tried to knit a jumper that looked a little bit more slim, and I'll find the jumper. That one, sorry the glare, that jumper. So I knitted that size jumper, a very more slimline jumper, but I didn't do it in this pattern. I did it in nautical looking. I have knitted that jumper, that's the oversized one. I've knitted that exact jumper but in different colours, which I've shown. It's on my second doll that I made, Ingrid. So oh no, did I call it Ingrid? Yes, I did call it Ingrid, didn't I? Right. So actually my husband, he calls me Helga when I've got my plaiting. Actually, he thinks I look Norwegian. He does, because of like, or Swedish, because he said, because I have my hair plaited, and now because my hair's getting a bit blonder, and I'm doing knitting and things. Yeah, he thinks I look, I'm like, no, he's got a Norwegian wife, he says. So right, where is it? So this is the jumper. Now my doll diary people have seen it. Now the reason I went for the slimline jumper is because I was hoping it would fit a Barbie doll, but I thought if all else fails, it can go, my knitted dolls can have it. Well, anyway, this is what it ended up looking like on Barbie. It is massive, isn't it? Now this is a meditation Barbie, and she's got a moon here, and if you press it, she starts doing things. And every time I was trying to like do a fitting, believe it or not, I was trying to fit this, and look how long it ended up on the sleeves, for goodness sake. I was trying it on, but I think it's stretched. So, but she kept on making noises. If I hit her here, now I might have forwarded some of that because they normally go on about 20 seconds. So I'm going to get the jumper off Barbie. Yeah, it wasn't ideal using this Barbie when my husband was watching TV actually, and I kept on knocking the button. Put your hands up. Right, I'll pop her back up here. Now I think I've done my neck, yeah, I've done my neck longer. The neck kind of sits straight on that picture, but I've done a longer one so it curves over. Now I could put this on my my wooden drawing doll. Do you remember me saying? But it's lovely, isn't it? It looks a lot better off Barbie, doesn't it, than it does on her. So yeah, I will try that on one of the dolls for you to see it on. But yeah, it's really nice. But like I say, my inspiration was the jumper further on. But do you know what? It looks, if you look at it, it looks a lot wider than the picture. It looks like more of a big jumper, but I promise you, I've used the right size needle. I haven't got really loose tension or anything, just average tension. And but maybe on the doll, maybe the doll's being that bit wider, it probably sits a bit more fitted. I'm just wondering if it would fit Hamish. I don't know. I don't know if he'd get... I'm not going to do it because his body, I don't think his body is, I think he's a bit too hippie, isn't he? Yeah, that would have looked lovely. I can imagine he would look lovely in a jumper, and that's what I planned on doing. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling it with any of the patterns that I looked at. What it is, I think I really like knitting on double pointed needles, and some of the patterns I found wasn't. And then I found another pattern, a book, she uses double pointed needles, but I didn't like her way she does her wording for the knitting. I found I was getting lost during the pattern. And Arnie and Carlos, I'm a massive fan. So if Arnie and Carlos made a jumper that would fit them, I'll probably do theirs. But actually I could size these knitted doll jumpers up, because what I could do is, if I could look at a jumper that I've already made, measure how many stitches, you know, this way and this way, do a gauge basically of my work, and then I could measure how wide he is or one of the other animals, and then I could work out how many stitches I need to cast on. Normally you'll have sometimes you have a different amount in your rib than you do to here in some patterns, but I don't think you do with Arnie and Carlos. I think it's exactly the same. What they normally do is they get you to use a tighter needle on the rib, and then you go up half a size when you do the stockinette stitch. So yeah, so that might be something I look at. Another thing to look at, right? But I've still got, I've not forgot my knitted balls, my knitted Christmas balls. Now it's July, Christmas in July. Sorry if you don't know what I'm going on about, but yeah, that's my balls of yarn that I'm going to use to do my Christmas balls from Arnie and Arnie and Carlos. Arnie and Carlos's knitted balls. Yeah, I'm going to do them in that lovely wool. I think it was 100% wool. What did I say it was? No, it's been that long since I've showed you those. I can't remember what I ended up getting. So yes, that's what I've been doing, Arnie and Carlos. So that's a little bit of knitting that I've done and completed. So I've showed you what I've been sewing, showed you what I'm knitting, and actually I've just spotted something. Ta-da! This is a Christmas pot that was a poppy to fry one, the one with the cottages, but I did add, I'm sure I added some things to this. I don't know, I might have added things to it, and I did a metallic for some lights under here. I know I added that, but actually Stickman's in there. Look, Stickman is crochet. I've showed you him before. Ooh, a bit of Mandy Shaw, keep calm and sew, sitting in there. What else have I got in here actually? Oh, a tin. There's a load of other things actually that there's advent calendar things in here. Look, that's a USB stick, that is. Yeah, I'm gonna have a delve through there, see what else is in there. So that is that. Now we're gonna end on some shoddy crochet and some crochet. Oh, is somebody outside? I just heard a car door then. Right, I am going to show you some of my first crochet I ever did, and it's to give you non-crocheters some hope. Right, now you've seen some of my crochet before, so you know, like, without saying boastful, I'm fairly decent at crochet, but I wasn't always. Now this is the first thing I ever completed. Now what happened is my friend actually started the middle. She started it off and then told me how much to increase, and then she said when it gets to the size that you want, then stop increasing. And this is what I made, the first thing I ever crocheted. It's with a very cheap 100% acrylic yarn, and yeah, and that was it. And it was a basket, and at the time I was so proud of it. It's all floppy and everything, but yeah, I've kept it because obviously it's a bit of a, you know, a bit of a keepsake. But I do fill it up normally with yarn, and then it packs it out then. So it was actually a really nice thing to crochet first. Then how I kind of got good at crochet is I was doing a lot of flowers because I was yarn bombing my town, and this is the first flower I ever crocheted, and it's terrible. Look at the state of it. It's not even, that's the back of it, and it's on like a block. Right, that is the first one. And the reason, at the time I thought, oh my goodness, I've crocheted a flower, and I was so chuffed with it. And then now I think, oh my goodness, I hide that, don't ever show anybody that. And and that is because when I was learning to crochet, I was learning the stitches from the back of a magazine because I hadn't had a teacher. All that happened is my friend had done a little bit in the middle, and then I went away, and then I bought magazines at Simply Crochet, and they'd got a few stitches in the back. But some of these stitches, they were longer stitches, so I had a look on YouTube, but they were American, and obviously some countries they use the same terms as the UK, but they're different height stitches, and So sometimes I was doing English and sometimes I was doing American, so that's why it ended up looking so bad. But then obviously when I figured it out, that was what was going on. So that's what, if I ever see anything online saying what advice would you give a new crocheter, that's one of them. Right then, and this is another thing that got me almost got in a mistake between American and English. I wanted to do a little mushroom because I wanted it to make a toad from Super Mario for my boys, right? So this is it. Now you might think it doesn't look too bad, right? Well, have a look underneath. It's hollow, look. And the reason it's like that is because I got the length of the stitch. My stitches were too long. Oh gosh, I've pulled the eye out. So my body was double the length of this. So I had to, what I did is to save it, I shoved the inside of it inside, and then I basically put the eyes in. That's why you can see bits in there, the eyes in. And yeah, it just ended up being sitting on my fireplace. I didn't like give it to my boys to play with because I thought, oh no, it's not too good, is it? But again, I was super proud, even though it was wrong. I could have made it again, but yeah, I was so eager. I had this yarn bombing to do, so I was so eager to just carry on doing my yarn bombing. So I just want to give you crocheters some hope. That people have said, oh, how good my crochet is and things, which I really appreciate. Thank you very much. But yes, I wasn't always good at it. You all have to start somewhere. So basically, now I haven't been following the work of Toft all that much lately, just because obviously I've got so much on my plate with other things. However, I have got a project that I'd like to do this summer, and it is a Toft project, and it's something I actually purchased in the Black Friday sale, and it's another flower. So you've seen my daffodil. I'm gonna just get it. Sorry, I didn't get it. My daffodil is in the other room, but I thought it was in here because my daffodil normally sits in this pot, another pot, a free motion embroidered one. Now this was a poppy project where we were meant to be making Easter cards, but that was supposed to be on a card, but I put mine on a pot. And then I ended up doing my own sentiment. Sorry, you have seen this before. And I embroidered daffodils are springtime happiness. So, and I've got this giant pom-pom that I made inside in a terracotta pot with a bit of that in, and that I have it like that. Well, what it is, I did have it like this, then I had my daffodil in it, and now it's got this in it. But my my daffodil monster is in there. I'll put a picture up on the screen for you to see it. Actually, the photograph I took, I did a green screen background, so I'll probably do another photograph. I wasn't all that keen of that one. So yeah, I'm going to do another flower monster, and I suspect it's going to be the daisy. I think that's the one I bought, but I can't quite remember because it was ages ago. It was in November, and we're July now, aren't we? So anyway, yes, I'm going to leave this stitch diary for now, and yeah, and hopefully I'll be back soon, and maybe, well, I'll show you my bag on my next video when I finish it. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed seeing something I've shared with you today, and yeah, and just please be patient with me and give me a bit of time, because doll diaries are going to be becoming at a faster rate, because it's a lot easier to order a doll, open it, unbox it and show it you than it is to actually order supplies and make something and show you. Do you know what I'm saying? And I've got a lot going on at the moment, so please, I know you've been very understanding. I know people said they've looked forward to another stitch diary video, and I have missed doing them, and it's been really exciting bringing you this one today. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll look forward to bringing you another one in the future. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.